Hello, my beautiful people. So today I need to really express my concern about when you're in your space of emotional well-being, your growth area where you're maturing emotionally, spiritually, and in many other areas, right? But then you still have to deal with people that are emotionally immature. And then it makes you question yourself. Well, for me, it makes me question me. And to where I'm like, okay, did I say the right thing? Am I wrong in this situation? What didn't I do? What did I do? But when you have that conversation with someone that is emotionally mature and it goes differently. And in the same breath, you see how they treat you versus how they treat others. And then you realize that it's really the relationship with that individual, the interaction. And the closer you are to that individual, the harder it is sometimes to decipher, because emotionally you're involved. Emotionally, when it's a family member, it's different, unlike, for me it is, because I don't give people outside of my circle energy. Honestly, I don't. Especially the field that I'm in. I get people that are very emotionally immature. Working in the field, what I do currently, I'm working in tech support, and I deal with a lot of emotionally immature people to where they throw adult tantrums. They yell and scream. They don't listen. Even if you're giving them a solution, they don't care. They still want to fight. They still want an argument. And it can be, it's stressful. It's aggravating sometimes, but it's more so like either you want my help or you don't. But when you're dealing with people, it's like, how do we fix this? How do I make sure I'm doing my part in this? Because, when it's a loved one, it's like you don't want to live with regrets, and you want to make sure that at the end of the day, you handle it correctly so that you can get past it, right? Meaning you still have to coexist with family members. I hear all people cut them off. No, that's not always an option, especially if it's a close family member, right? A sibling or a parent, especially if it's a parent, and it doesn't mean you have to tolerate it, because I'm not tolerating any disrespect or any disgruntled behavior from anyone, in the same breath, you have to handle it in a way where they understand their boundaries, And I don't think people that are emotionally immature understand how hurtful their behavior is. They just emotionally dump poor behavior wherever they can find. So I'm going to say in short, you really have to emotionally check yourself to process it. I'm a 24-hour type of person, hour to 24 hours or 48 hours. Have a time you need to calm down and process it without the emotion, the hurt, and then deal with it from there. Because it allows you to see this, in retrospect, see the situation a little clearer. So, I had to say this because, of course, when I experience things and there are things on my heart, I want to share it, because I know I'm not the only one that deals with these things or experiences these things, and it's an opportunity for me to share in this aspect, and we can work together, because like I said, we in this together. We're growing together. I don't care what space anyone is in, we all deal with things, and we're always growing. So even though I'm here to motivate you, encourage you, uplift you, we are in this together. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, what are some ways that positive ways that you would process dealing with someone that is emotionally immature, someone that throws adult tantrums in a conversation and want to get their point across and don't hear the side of reason, even if you're agreeing with them, even if you're taking it on a positive route of resolution. And they just don't want to. They don't want to hear it. They don't want resolution. They just want to argue. How do you deal with that? I want you to comment and tell me how you deal with that. And then we'll circle back into another conversation. I think this is a really good point of an open topic and forum. And I think I may even do a TikTok live and go over it. If you're not following on my TikTok live, I will leave the link below, or actually you can go to my my Shopify site, my link tree to access my TikTok and my social pages. So I will do that on my TikTok live. That's a little easier because Facebook can be finicky. So we'll do TikTok live. And we'll do an open forum, and I want some of you to come on and communicate with me, and tell me your opinion. I really want to know. I really want to understand. I really want to know where you guys are on this topic when it comes to dealing with people that are close to you that are literally emotionally immature, and where you don't want to say it like that because you love them, but it is what it is. It's a matter of fact, because when you're when you're communicating with people and they don't communicate well and they don't engage in the conversation maturely, and I hate to say it like that, but that's what it is. How do you do that? Because God only handles you based off of how you handle people, not how they handle you, because you are responsible for your actions. So that's why I kind of look at it from the perspective that I do. I don't look at things from the perspective of they did this or they did that or people did this. I'm not doing that, because God holds me accountable for me, right? So he's going to hold you accountable for you. So in this conversation, tell me how are you going to deal with that? How do you deal with people that are emotional? Or are you the one that's emotionally immature and you recognize it? Because I was that at one point. You know what I mean? I was very emotionally immature because I worked off of hurt and I handled things off of hurt, and I was always very defensive, and I couldn't see the positive that person could bring because I was so angry at them by how they treat me, and I was meeting them where they were, and I was right there. You know what I mean? So tell me how you deal with that. Let's start there.